At the Huawei UBBS Summit, I'm joined by Yann, and we're going to have a chat about all things OTT.
Yes, so my name is Yann Courqueux. I work at Ooredoo Qatar, and that's part of Ooredoo Group. My role there is to manage the TV and video services in Qatar and also helping the other operators in the group to launch their service. So as such, I'm both a partner of OTT players and also an OTT video provider to my colleagues in other countries. OTT, by the way, stands for over-the-top video service. Over-the-top is the way to deliver content regardless of the network and regardless of the terminal. Okay, this provides a lot more flexibility than traditional video distribution methods through satellite, which is just one direction to one box, and also against the IPTV, which I represent as a telecom operator, where it's still depending on the network.
Now, over-the-top service delivery, would you say that that's a relatively recent phenomenon, or has it been around for a while?
The technology has been there for a while. Now we see it becoming more mainstream over the last 5 years, I would say. And now with the advent of Netflix, obviously that's on everyone's mind.
So what role do you see telecom operators playing in facilitating OTT? And really, is it in their interest to facilitate OTT?
Yeah, there's been a lot of discussions. Is OTT a threat? And is it competing against the telco's services? And actually now we try to find the answer more and more progressively. The partnership is the best model, right? We can't compete against OTT players that have a global scale, especially like operators as small as the ones in Qatar. So the best way is to actually complement each other. And when you look at the telco's assets, it's about the network for the picture quality. It's about, most importantly, the access to the consumer. What we provide is the knowledge of the subscribers because they are in our country and special things about these subscribers. We know all of them. We can access them through our shops, we can put the boxes in their homes, and we have a call center. So all these are very important and help the OTT providers scale in each and every country.
So you bring that intimate, intricate knowledge of your consumer bases, and the OTT providers bring the compelling content. And that's the happy marriage?
Exactly. So they have the competency which is focused on content. We have our competency which is focused on the subscribers and the knowledge of these subscribers. And by having fruitful collaboration between these two, we provide the best content at any given time on the right device to the right person.
Now, we've heard a lot today about fixed broadband investment in OTT. But let's talk a little about 4G and how that can enable, facilitate and catalyze OTT. What's your perspective?
Yeah, absolutely. We view 4G as really a complementary distribution network to the mainstream TV. So we know the big money is on the big screen, right? You need to have high resolution, and this is where you get most of your subscriptions. But 4G is a nice complement because you will think that you provide continuity of service outside of the home, you bring your content outside, you bring your terminal, you bring your applications outside, and you need that continuity of service. It's also very helpful in many countries where you don't have fiber and you still yet want to launch this service. So it helps in the short term until you get the fixed line. So we use that in our Ooredoo group to actually start the video play as an OTT app, and then after that we bring this OTT app in a box so that it gets to the home, and that's still over 4G. And then after that, when we wire up these homes, they get the full quad play experience.
To hear you tell it, it's rather like 4G OTT is the fast point of conversion, and then you hook the consumer and...
Exactly. So that depends where you're coming from, right? A mobile operator or a mobile-centric operator that has a little bit of fixed line, which is the case in many countries, will start with OTT 4G, and then after that bring the full quad play experience. Right? A fixed play operator or a cable operator will use that differently. We'll start from mainstream cable and then add on companion services, just like we did in Qatar. But both are complementing nicely each other, and you provide this continuity of service, content sharing. That's the quad play utility bundle that we're after.
For the Middle East and the GCC, what do you see as the future of OTT in the near term?
Well, we think OTT is going to be the main, and in the future or longer term, the only delivery mechanisms of video. Right? Anything else, it's not sustainable over time. Right? So just how fast we can we reach that scale. And every different players will use OTT in different ways, but at the end, it will be the main delivery mechanism. Now, there's different questions in yours. I'm talking about from a delivery technology point of view. Now, from a business model point of view, the question is very different. Right? We see OTT players addressing currently directly the consumer, and I don't think that's sustainable. Because what happens is that consumers now have so many content apps on their phones or on their tablets, right? And that defeats the purpose of the flexibility. What we want to provide is something which is a lot simpler, right? The consumption of content will be much greater if you have a very simple way to access all this content rather than choosing the app and no, I'm not finding my content here, I'm not going to open to another app. No. So what we see the future of OTT is as channels in the past. Right? You had channels aggregated over satellite. In the future, you will have OTT aggregated over a simple and intuitive user interface that would actually guess your tastes, anticipate what you want to watch, and then point you to the right OTT player at the right time.
Absolutely brilliant having a chat. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Welcome. My pleasure. Thank you very much.